The SANDF has been deployed to Mozambique, where heavy flooding has rendered half of the country a disaster zone. Well, floodwater has also ravaged neighbouring Malawi, where the death toll continues to spiral and fears of waterborne diseases intensify. Aid group Gift of the Givers now has a mammoth humanitarian task to help deliver relief supplies to affected communities. Mr. Gaffar Jakhura is the Gift of the Givers office manager in Malawi and is on the line now. Good afternoon, Mr. Jakhura, and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Only a pleasure during this sad event that we are facing here in Malawi.
How desperate is the humanitarian situation on the ground in Malawi
situation now? At the moment, the overall situation in Malawi is such that we are getting figures of over 600,000 people have been affected by this heavy deluge of floods. The number of people that have been displaced is over 120,000 as far as having lost their properties, their homes, their livestock, and being found in a situation where they've got nothing to eat, nothing to go for as a shelter. So at the moment, most of them are seeking refuge in camps that have been erected, and schools, churches and mosques will keep them there. And as far as rescue operations are concerned in terms of immediate relief aid to them, a lot of NGOs, international organizations have joined us as well. Gift of the Givers Foundation has gone to remote places where no one has yet reached them. In one place we have delivered 500 relief bags, in another 500. So in our case, it's an ongoing exercise to identify people who have really been badly affected by this deluge of floods.
Mr. Jakhura,
the country is now bracing for more heavy rains, particularly in the central and northern region. And already some pockets of heavy rains have been experienced in certain districts in the central and northern region.
Mr. Jakhura, would you say the Malawi's government's response to the crisis has been adequate and efficient up to now? They did react quickly and managed to save 4,000 lives initially, despite the challenges they face in terms of equipment, manpower and training, so on.
Yes, indeed. Our president has made a lot of appeal internationally and locally as well, and on the region as well. And as a result, we've got all these international organizations such as United Nations body, UNICEF, then World Food Programme have also come on board. The Malawi government is doing its best with the resources that they have. Particularly our Malawi Army, Malawi Defense Force has been on the forefront all along in places where there has been a need for rescuing people through helicopters and through canoes and boats, motorized boats. So this way people are getting a lot of assistance, and we ourselves have partnered with our Malawi Defense Force in areas where people have been found to be in ponds of lakes. The land covering all the agricultural plantation has all been destroyed. So it's an ongoing exercise, and now with some sunshine coming through in the southern region, which has been the district, which has been the region mostly affected, we are seeing some real damage to property and life in many ways, and the figures are now emerging in a more realistic manner that how much damage has been caused in specific areas.
Mr. Jakhura,
the 15 districts that have been affected.
Yes. Mr. Jakhura, aid groups now coalescing their efforts almost. What are the items needed right now, and how do members of the public reach you?
Well, at the moment, it's immediate relief items such as food items and tents, because water diseases are now going to be a torrent such as cholera and malaria. So these are the items that will be required for immediate assistance, and in the long term we will need to see that, because most of the people are engaged in agricultural activities. These are all smallholder farmers who have had their crops completely wiped out. So we will need to give them fertilizer, we will need to give them seeds, maize seeds, which is a staple crop, and other relish seeds. And also clothing, because quite a few people, like yesterday till about 8 p.m., we were at a place where no one had reached them, and we had to make a serious effort to reach to those people who were stranded so badly. And we found expectant mothers and children without even clothes also. Some of them were half naked in such a desperate situation, crying for food as well.
Thank you, Mr. Jakhura.
We need to look at it for immediate relief items as well as long-term relief items.
Thank you, Mr. Jakhura. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. We are out of time. That was Mr. Gaffar Jakhura. He's the Gift of the Giver's Office Manager in Malawi, bringing us up to speed on the humanitarian situation in Malawi.